Hi guys, it's been a minute. Welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Just V. It's been a while guys. I've missed talking to you guys, but anyways, I'm back now. Yeah, I'm back for good. I hope you all are doing fine. So today I want to be talking to you guys about my first experiences when I moved to Germany. A lot of people have been asking me like, what is it like living in Germany? What are the people like? How do they behave? What's like the difference? Because for those who don't know, I'm from Nigeria, and a lot of my Nigerian friends, family members always ask like, okay, so I just decided to make these videos. So when you watch this video, share it to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So let's get to it. In my previous video, I actually did say that I've been in Germany for like a while now, and I can remember like when I look back at the way things are now, things are quite a way different from the way things were when I newly came to Germany. And for example, one of the things that was like a very big shock to me, of course I know that in Germany they don't have the kind of weather we have in Nigeria, so it's pretty cold here, summer, winter, but for us in Nigeria we have like the 24/7 summer, sun, heat and all of those. So coming here, it felt so different. And then I moved to a city that has really harsh winters, guys. Like when it snows, the snow is almost getting to your knee. And for me, it was a very big deal for me, because I think the first 3 months when I came, I kind of fell ill. And I know that when we go out, we would like double our trousers, wear inner tights, wear thermal pants and all of those things, and then would have like really thick jackets. Or maybe in the morning when you're stepping out, it's cold, and then let's say from like 1 p.m. the temperature changes, sun comes out, then you have to take off your jacket and hang it on your hands. And I mean, I think like that was like one of the first experiences that I had that I don't think is ever going to leave my head anytime soon. First time seeing snow then, but I think now one just gets used to it at the end of the day. Another thing that was like a big time culture shock to me was neighbors calling the police for their fellow neighbors. Here from like 10 p.m. it's expected that everybody is quiet, people need to go to bed, kids are sleeping, so any extra noise or activity, even to the point of washing machine, dishwashers, vacuum cleaners, from like 10 p.m. everything needs to be shut down. But then within the day, neighbors coming to knock on your door, please, you're making noise, blah blah blah. I remember then one of the apartments that we lived, we had a neighbor who was a very unfriendly neighbor. He would see you on the staircase, he wouldn't smile, he wouldn't even respond to your greeting. Always coming to knock on our door, you guys are making noise, my kids are sleeping, blah blah blah. But then the question is, how loud were we? For them here, any slightest discomfort, any sound that seems to be too much for them, they call the police on you. And then I sat down and I thought, I was like, wow, for us in Nigeria, we don't have any noise limit, even though I know sometimes we can be loud, but I just felt like theirs was just on the extreme. Any little sound, anything that seems like noise to them, they call the police on you. And the police will actually come and tell you, good day sir, good day ma, we got a call from your neighbor that you guys are quite loud, please tune it down. And in my case, I'll be like, but we aren't actually loud. Why are they calling the police? I mean, like, those were the little things that kind of like got to me, and I was like, wow, this is strange. You don't even know your neighbor here. Most of us don't actually know our neighbors. That's another thing. It's another culture shock that was for me. You would live in an apartment for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you wouldn't know your neighbor. You guys would barely see yourselves on the staircase. Maybe if at all you see yourselves, either one person is driving in, the other person is driving out, you'd say hello. Nobody's really friendly with their neighbor unnecessarily, unless you guys had or have a kind of understanding. But apart from that, people are not friendly with their neighbors here. As at the time I came, maybe things are different now, But as at that time, I would not know my neighbor wouldn't know me. We had a neighbor who lived, I think, in the 3rd or the 4th floor. Every other neighbor in the apartments, we never knew them. We would just see each other and say hello, hi, and that was it. Then one day I was just home and somebody rang the bell and the person said, hello, my name is Miss A, blah, blah, blah. I'm the ex-wife of Mr. B. Let's just use A and B. We're not saying the names of the people now. And then she was like, yeah, Mr. B, my ex-husband died 1 week ago, and I wanted to know if maybe you guys knew anything about it. And I was like, I'm sorry, really? Somebody died here? And then she was like, yeah, Mr. B died. I think he slept and he didn't wake up, something. I was like, wow, I'm so sorry, my condolence. I really do not know people that live in this apartment. We aren't that close. And I had to like tell my uncle there, I was like, oh, are you aware that this happened? Somebody came to knock on the door just to find out if we knew how this person. Guys, we were at home. We didn't even know when the healthcare emergency came, when they picked up his body, when they took him away. That's to the extent at which people aren't really cool with each other here. Everybody is on a mind your business lane. Respect your lane and respect. And it actually works for us. I can't even lie. Like, I would live in a place, I don't know my neighbor doesn't know me, nobody really cares. Unless something happens in the building that, okay, everybody has to come together, we have to contribute money to buy this, buy that, then neighbors will get in touch with one another. But apart from that, it ends there. But I just know that they are very, very, very nosy people here. For example, older women, because a lot of old people tend to live here alone. Maybe their kids live 50-60 kilometers away from them, and since they're already pensioners, they no longer work. So all they do is they have a lot of time on their hands. They are sitting at home. So a lot of old people here are alone. So they are very good at monitoring. If they see you doing something you're not meant to do, they call the police. If they see you dumping the bin when you're not meant to dump the bin, they call the police. If they hear a child crying for too long, they call the police. Hey, I heard this child crying. The child's been crying for like 5-10 minutes. I don't know if the parents are there. They call the police. So before the police even comes to your house, you have a neighbor that is a police. For that one, I know they don't mind their business. They are very nosy because they don't have anything on their hands doing. But every other thing, everybody minds their business. And I think for me, it's just the whole lifestyle here. The lifestyle in general was a very big shock for me. Coming from a Nigerian setting where we do everything together, we live as a family, we share food, we just share things generally. Here, everybody's Mr. A is for Mr. A, Mr. B is for Mr. B. Everybody's looking out for themselves. Even when somebody says, guys, come, let's hang out. You know, now Nigerian kind of thing, you go out, the person that is calling everybody out will be like, okay, guys, I'll pay for you. Even though they don't necessarily have to pay, but they just, come, I called you guys, I'll pay for you. But here, the fact that your friends are saying, let's go out and eat, does not mean the person that brought up the idea is the person that is going to pay. I personally am very okay with it because I also wouldn't go out to people and expect that they would always pay for me. At some point, I'll be like, okay, guys, drinks on me, food on me. But you know, for us back at home, if somebody says, come, guys, let's hang out, don't worry, bills on me. But here, it's not like that. Unless the person is just generous or you guys are really close and you'll be like, okay, guys, let's hang out, don't worry, drinks on me, I'll take care of this, I'll take care of that. It was just these little lifestyles, activities, and it's just the way they behave, the stares. Like for me, when I was in Nigeria, of course I know I'm black, I'm Nigerian, I'm proud to be a black lady. But moving to Germany made me realize how black I am. You'd be in a room, probably the only black person. For example, take a look at what I'm wearing. This is like an African print. It's a blouse, you dress up, you do makeup, wear nice trousers or pants and shoes, bag, hair. You'd enter into a room, you look like the most dressed in the whole room because every other person is probably wearing sneakers, jeans, shirts, polo. They look just very basic. And for me, what is basic to me is too much for them. and in a way it tends to affect the way you would dress at some point. At some point you'll be like, nee, I'm not going to wear this is too serious, this is too much, I would look odd in the midst of everybody. It just, I don't know, moving here just made me realize how black or how African I am. I move into a room, the only black person, or you would see the way they would behave towards you. Nobody would want to sit close to you. People would identify you as you are African. Yes, I'm African, but I come from Nigeria. Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent, but they would classify you as African because they don't know your country. They think Africa is a country, meanwhile Africa is just a continent in which many countries exist in, and it's just the way they behave, the way they would look at you, the way they would act. Like when you move into a room, they act like something weird has happened, or the way they will be so curious about you. And in my head, I'm like, guys, educate yourself, go online, read. Black people have this kind of hair. Black people or Africans, we dress like this. We wear African prints. Well, you should go and educate yourselves. Go online, read, watch videos, see things. And for me, it just has a way of affecting your self-esteem. You have to consciously build your self-esteem. You have to consciously say, I don't really care what happens. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people do. I don't care what people's reaction towards me is. And yeah, and that's just basically where we were. I got used to the stairs at some point. I would enter the bus or the train. I have 3 or 2 spare seats beside me because I'm a black person. No white person would want to sit with you, or they wouldn't even want to come close to you. They'll rather stand and sit. Or maybe if you go into a place, or if you apply for a job, they always look for something to discredit your efforts, and this whole systematic racism. Yeah, it's just the reactions towards you as a person. When I was in Nigeria, I didn't really care about the fact that I was black. We are all black. Everybody looks like me. Everybody acts like me. Everybody dresses like me. Everybody has my kind of hair. We speak, like, depending on where you come from, but you're surrounded by people that speak the language you speak, that act the way you act. So there wasn't really nothing. But moving here, it just made me become more aware of the person that I am, that I'm black, that I'm Nigerian, that I'm African, that I am not white, that my skin is not white, that I don't have a white girl's hair, that I don't look like a white person. And then you see them asking you questions. Your lips, are they real? Did you do anything to your face? Did you do anything to your nose? And it's just the way they just idolize you. And I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, really, those kind of things don't get to me. They rather make me uncomfortable, because I'm like, okay, fine, I really do not care how your hair looks. I really do not care how your nose or your lips look. I really do not care what your body physique is. At the end of the day, you're a human being like me. The only difference is I'm black, you're white. Simple. But for them, they would care about where you come from, what you do, and then they start asking you questions of, why did you come to Germany? Is there war in your country? Are you guys poor? And we're watching videos on the TV where you guys are carrying buckets on your head, where you guys ride on horses, where you guys are poor. You live in thatched houses, you live in poor environments, you are barefoot. Do you even have shoes in your countries? These are the questions people ask in 21st century, guys. 21st century. Sometimes I'll go to work and people will be telling me, wow, I like your hair. What did you do to your hair? How did you do the hair? Wow, I really want to have this kind of hair. Or maybe you see where white ladies will be so crazy about having kids with black guys. Wow, I love the way mixed race kids look. They look like chocolate. Be calling them names like chocolate, chocobon, and all these weird stuff. And in my head, I'm like, you guys claim to be very developed, but in your minds, you're still very backwards. Educate yourself. The only thing is, we need structuring in Africa. We need structuring in Nigeria. I would talk for my country, Nigeria, because I don't know how it is in other countries, but for my country, I think we need a structure and a system that would work. That's just the difference between them and us. They have a structure in Europe or abroad that tends to work for them, structures that have been put in place that is functionable, that is reliable, that is sustainable. While for us, the reverse is the case. And I think that's just what makes them different from us really. But apart from that, it's just the weird questions, guys. Like the one that got to me was when somebody told me, Joyce, I saw on the news where people carry buckets, and I was like, yeah, but in every country there are poor people, there are middle class people, there are people who are also very rich. We have it in every part of the world. Even in Germany too, there are a lot of homeless people. Even though there are systems that have been put in place to assist these people, but homeless people still exist. There are people that are wealthy, that have money. There are people who are middle class. There are people who are poor that the government is supporting. We have all these people in every part of the world, and Nigeria is not any different. And I told her, I'm sorry, I don't know the kind of idea, or I don't know where you got your information. But guys, when we were kids, we all carried buckets. What's the big deal of carrying buckets on your head? We have shoes, we have houses. So to anybody watching my video, just in case you see a black person, don't ask them questions like, do you have shoes in your country? Do you have cars in your country? I heard you guys ride on horses. I heard you guys carry buckets. So please, 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 don't ask those kind of questions anymore. I find these questions to be really, really demeaning. It's not your business what people do. But of course, if people don't have shoes to wear, are they going to walk barefoot? And even if they walk barefoot, nobody knows the consolation where they come from. Even in Germany too, there are a lot of people who walk barefoot, and they tell you it's they are protecting the environment. They're protecting our ecosystem. That the shoes we wear are made from rubbers, made from plants and animal skin, and it's not good. And they don't wear it. Why isn't there so much focus on those people, but rather there's focus on we black people asking questions like if we have shoes, if we have houses? And I had to tell them, like, guys, hold up. I don't know where you get your infos from, but for me, Joyce V, where I come from, we have shoes, we have cars, we live in well, and I'll say it well in quotes, beautiful houses. Most our architecture in Nigeria is entirely different from the architecture here, and I kind of like our architecture in Nigeria, but at the end of the day, the architecture here was meant for the people, the environment, so I wouldn't want to compare. But you people need to travel. To any white person, I'm not here to fight white people or people who aren't Africans in general. I am not here to fight any of you, but I just want to sensitize you all. Please educate and inform yourselves. Today, we have access to information everywhere. Read books, watch videos, go to Google. Thank God we have TikTok, Instagram, where people sensitize on a lot of informations and a lot of things. Guys, go and sensitize yourselves. When you see any African or any black person, don't go asking them weird questions. At the end of the day, if we all look the same, life won't be fun. If we all act the same, it won't be fun. If we all behave the same way, if we are same, there is beauty in diversity, guys. There is beauty in diversity. So please go and educate yourselves. Okay, guys? So anyways, that's just what I wanted to say. I just wanted to talk about like the culture shock that I experienced when I moved to Germany. This is where I leave you all. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye.